Now, I remember from last episode, as much as I enjoy it, and as much as I did enjoy seeing Edward again, I was wished that they would continue on between the battle between Mary Rose and Kate and John. But then, after this episode, after the execution, near closing in, you could call it the curtain call of this arc, I start to realize why they did it. Edward, pretty much in a way, was showing the fate of Mary Rose and Rosemary. And then, after seeing that fate and seeing Rosemary failing, you kind of understand now why they did it. It made perfect sense. It's showing, okay, they lost, and Kate got Starbearer's trust, but at the cost of someone they truly looked up to. And because of that, it really stings. Because you understand why. In a way, Rosemary and Mary Rose knew about the truth behind the Shadow House and what becomes of the children when they become adults. And because of that, and what happens if they fail. So either way, the fate is just terrible. If you were someone who don't really care much for your living doll, that is. It's just a terrible fate. So seeing them trying to find a way to turn against this fate, but failing at every turn, compared to what Kate is doing, is a reflection of the mirror between Kate and Mary Rose. You see, Mary Rose is doing everything herself, by herself. And she was teaching Kate how to be, not just independent, and because you're smart, independent, and gifted, doesn't mean you do it all on your own. When Mary Rose thought that Kate was going for Starbearer for help or doing anything on her own, she felt like she was disappointed. The way she was giving the lessons, the speeches, saying she was disappointed. In a way, it's almost as if Mary Rose knew she might lose this. So she was giving Kate advice on how not to do things alone, to ask for help, be friends. Don't use them just as tools. Be with them as comrades. And that is true. Because if Kate was just doing her plans, her plans were good, but there's so many variables and unknown factions in the way. And because of that, Kate's plans were falling all around the place. And which I do enjoy about what they did with Kate in Shadow House. In most anime, despite how smart someone is in most anime, their plans always fall through. They're always so smart and everything. And everyone else just tagging along and help them out, which is good. But this also shows how, despite how smart you are, everything can't go your way because there's always a variable. Even the dumbest person can beat someone who is extremely smart in something if something just comes out of the way, a variable. It happens. So I like how they did this, where Kate's plans themselves were falling apart, but then she had on the advice and help from everybody else, from Sean, Emilico, even John himself. The plan was foolproof, from destroying the bridge or trying to damage Mary Rose through high sub volume. None of that was working, but things added up. For instance, the trust within Emilico. Emilico knew that Kate wouldn't want to go to the Starbearers, but instead faced it as hat on. So because of that, she knew what she had to do. Sean got the idea of wearing the clothes because Emilico was like, oh, I bet poor Mistress Kate's probably wet and soaked. I would wish I could help change her clothes just for her. And that's what they did, the plan. And then even to the point with the soot into the eyes, so made the perfect acting. So they did this old switcheroo, which I enjoyed very much, seeing the living dolls, the humans inside the Shadow Master's clothes. It was a nice sight to see. And because of this, they were able to make a foolproof plan. John improved his John punch, but it still takes so much energy out of him. Because, as you recall from the first season, when a rolling boulder was coming, he was able to do John punch and still walk around. But this time, only reason why he kept falling down because he was throwing so much power into that John punch for the Phantom he was facing. That's the only reason why he kept losing stamina all the time. And eating one piece of bread was just not enough. You need a full course meal in order to really get your stamina up. Why do you think Goku and Luffy and all them eat so much? Because They're always working out. They're always fighting. That's why. You gotta keep that metabolism up. So everything was seems to be working out at the end, thanks to the teamwork. And then of course, see someone commenting, "Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work." Like, oh God, please don't cringe me. But they're not wrong. It worked. At the end of the day, everyone was just complimenting on each other about how well they did. But it's still a sad thing what happened to Rosemary and Mary Rose. They got captured, and what will become of them? I'm guessing the next two episodes we'll probably see dip into the past of the two, especially since the outro keeps showing much of Mary Rose and Barbara. So now we probably get to see the past in this Christopher dude as well. What happened between the three and what caused them to, fall apart in a way. Wonder what happened. I guess we'll see because, the truth of the two will be spoken the next episode. So I'm looking forward to that. And we only have 2 more episodes of the Shower House, or the 3. I can't remember. Either way, I'm enjoying it. It definitely is one of my most favorites to watch this season, right next to Dropkick on My Devil, which I need to do a video about because it's a shame how the series has been overlooked for such a long time, despite the amount of influence, support it gets. So anyways, that's all I got for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.